You know, I didn't start this extended fast to lose weight. I started it because my body just has been aching all over. Been having huge migraines and just things just felt out of control. I even developed a big floater in my eye. So this is now day 2, I think day 2.5. I'm about 60 hours in. And I just wanted to share with you what it felt like and, some of the things that can trip you up and that's tripping me up. And see if there's any immediate relief. So it's now Tuesday and I started this fast Saturday night. So about 2.5 days in. And I have to say, it was a good thing that I developed a fasting muscle. And what I mean by that is that I have been doing intermittent fasting. What I do is I stop eating, or I try to stop eating like by 6 or 7 o'clock at night. And I usually push past breakfast and make it a big lunch. So I usually eat around 11 or 12 o'clock during the day. So that helps with the intermittent fasting, that I have at least 14 to 16 hours of not eating. But over the past few months, that I've been tripping up a little bit on that, and sometimes going past the window of eating, and sometimes not eating really good stuff. Well, let me put it this way. Carbs have been creeping back into my life. Yes, the carbs. Oh, the evil carbs. They are evil because I would think that just having a little bit, whether it be watermelon, I've been on a watermelon kick. Or last week I somehow picked up a donut in the bakery. And I thought, oh, it's just a little bit. But all that has been contributing to my aches and pains. My God, every joint in my body has been hurting for the past few months. So I buckled down with the help of my fasting muscle, which is, the intermittent fasting. And I thought I would go to at least 3 days or 72 hours. So I'm almost there. But I have to tell you, it's not that easy. It's two things. It's actually not easy and it's not hard. I know, right? The not hard part is I'm really surprised in that I haven't gotten the hunger pangs. Like that feeling in your belly. I think they call it ghrelin. I really haven't had that. My problem has been what I'm thinking, or when I look at food, and then I automatically imagine myself eating it. Or what's even worse is that food, for me at least, has always been associated with kind of a social thing. I mean, I cook for my boyfriend, or you go out to eat, or you go to a fair and, passing by the funnel cake booth, do you know how hard that is? But it is mostly a problem of habit. It really is. I didn't realize how much my life is spent cooking, shopping for food, planning, prepping, then actually cooking it. It's kind of a ritual, and I actually miss that. I do. I have been missing. I mean, it's only been 2.5 days, right? But, I miss frying my little egg, pulling out some bacon. I even miss my quiches. I miss my quiche that I make. I make a keto quiche, and I just miss the whole process of that. There is great joy for me in food. Or should I say in the preparation of food. I think that's how I show love. Yes, if I love you, I'll cook for you. And I made one of the biggest mistakes ever. That's why I'm sitting here in my car. And that was, I just went food shopping. Can you believe this? I mean, only an insane person would do this. This is talk about self-torture. Oh God, what was I thinking? Anyhow, it was That was one of the hardest things to do. I dragged myself out of the car and I pushed the cart around because I was missing a lot of things. And I wanted to be ready for my feasting. But, oh my God, that was just like not a good choice. So that's a recommendation, is to make sure that all your supplies, cooking, prepping, shopping, make sure you don't do any of that during your fasting period. Now, that's really hard to do if you have a family or a loved one. And I know for me, I pulled stuff out of the freezer for him yesterday, and it was tough because I had to smell it. I had to smell my own cooking. And by accident, I just went to go taste it, or I thought I wanted to taste it, and I'm like, oh no, I can't do this. It's just such a habit we have as humans that we like to eat. So that being said, some of the things that I did to help me through it, because I felt like I needed something, like a little crutch or whatever. So the first day, I actually skipped coffee because I can't drink black coffee. You're not supposed to put anything in your coffee when you're fasting. You can have coffee, you can have water. What else can you have? Did I mention water? Yeah. So I'm like, oh God, I'll just skip the coffee. That was a really bad mistake. And you know why? Because about an hour or 2 hours later, like actually into the afternoon, I developed this biggest rip-roaring migraine ever. I'm like, oh my God, what was I thinking? I was going through caffeine withdrawals already. So that was tough, and to be quite honest, I actually spent most of the day, and that was Sunday, in bed. I did. It was raining out, so it was kind of gloomy and all that stuff. So I spent the day in bed, scrolling through my phone, making sure not to run across any recipes or food sites. So that would have been 36 hours into it. I'm like, listen, I got to do this coffee. So I made a blend of half calf and caffeinated coffee. And I just put the teeniest amount of cream in there, heavy cream, which by the way is keto. I don't know if you know that, like, milk is actually not good enough. I think the cremora, the Italian cream that I am so addicted to. And even the low-calorie version of that is really bad because it's made with seed oils. So I just put a little bit of cream, a heavy cream, in my coffee. And that was okay. And I'm like, okay, I could do this. And then I had some left over in the pot. So throughout the day, a little bit in the afternoon, I would make myself a big iced coffee with it. And again, just a little bit of cream and lots of ice. And that was a great crutch. You know, that got me through day 1.5. And then last night, I just felt a little dehydrated, and I was starting to get, I don't want to say the shakes, but kind of, yeah, a little bit. I felt a little bit rubbery. So I'm thinking that maybe it was because of the coffee. But also, I just I feel pretty washed out. In fact, I'm pretty washed out right now here in my car. Do I look washed out? So you know what I did is the other crutch that really helps is I have some really nice sea salt and big crystals and all, and I just put a couple on my tongue, and boy, that was the most delicious thing in the world. Yeah, it's well known in the fasting community that to just take a couple of pieces of like sea salt crystals and put it on your tongue, and it really helps, feels good. Plus it helps when if you're losing a lot of the electrolytes in your body, which you tend to do if you're not eating. You're not getting it from your food. So boy, that's a great crutch. So I went to bed early last night thinking, okay, just get past through this, because I was starting to think, oh no, I really need something, oh no, but I made it through. And this morning, and here we are, was day day 2.5, right now, at 65 hours into it. And I woke up and I was craving a little bit of the egg, and I don't know, I just managed to get through it because I made my coffee again and a little bit of salt. And I also fixed up my water a little bit, and I put extra electrolytes into it. I have this liquid electrolyte thing that you just like squirt into it. It doesn't add any flavoring or calories. I put a couple of slices of lemon in the water and lots of ice cube. And boy, I actually felt like I was cheating. And then this afternoon now, I had to do some running around with chores, and I thought, oh, I might as well do my food shopping while I'm at it. And in all honesty, it did take me all day to get ready. It did. I just felt like, let me take my time. And I thought I could get over it, that feeling, that kind of a little bit washed out, to be honest with you. And I'm going to tell you that, like, going through the store right now, shopping, the grocery store, I just felt like I was walking through mud. You ever have that feeling? Like I was just dragging my feet and pushing the cart. I'm glad I did it, but it was tough. I'm going to be honest with you. It was tough. But I am glad I did it. So what am I hoping from this? Well, I needed a reset. You ever get a point with your body like you feel like everything is going wrong? Yeah. And honestly, that's what it's been like for me. Actually, since spring. I had a rough winter. with the light affects me a lot. But I noticed like in April that I was just starting to like adding these extra things in my diet, or just having a bite of this. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Just in my mind, just this one time. Or let me put it this way. I had forgotten that eliminating all that stuff from my diet is what helped me rejuvenate my body. When I started keto about 6-7 years ago, before that I was on Celebrex every day. If you don't know what that is, it's a prescription, very expensive medicine to help with chronic arthritis. And I was able to just stop taking it. Once I eliminated carbs from my diet, I was able to, function and not hobble over like an old lady. But I'll tell you, lately, I'm like, what the heck is wrong with me? And I'm attributing it all to age. Just passed my 70th birthday last year, and I'm thinking, holy crap. Don't tell me this is that pocket of years where they say you age like 5 years. And I'm like, no, not me. And here it is. It's an ugly reality, and I'm actually doing this video for me because I'm going to listen to it afterwards. It's my fault. I went back to some of my old ways because I started adding all these little inflammatory agents into my body. Like the watermelon and the donut and some of these cheeses that aren't real cheeses and all that creamer in my coffee. I guess I'm at a point in my life where things that are inflammatory are just multiplied in my body. And a pill isn't going to do it. I don't want to take any pills. I don't want to take any more pills. Pills don't really help. An anti-inflammatory pill, sure, I could go on Celebrex again. But that doesn't really fix the root problem, does it? No. I have to learn. I'm relearning that I have to trade those carbs for a pain-free, wonderful life. And I want to have a wonderful life. So I'm hoping that this will clear some of that stuff up, or it's resetting my body, and I already feel it. You know what else is happening? I haven't taken an antacid since I started the fast, which is amazing because I would sip that coffee in the morning and I would get an immediate pang of heartburn. Isn't that amazing? I haven't had anything at all. As a matter of fact, I haven't had any distress at all, stomach-wise or any other issues. It's kind of a wonderful feeling. So I'm focusing on that to get me through at least the next 12 hours. So I will get through the next 12 hours, and tomorrow will be another day. And I'm going to wake up tomorrow and see if I want to prolong the fast, because the longer you prolong the fast, the better the autophagy works. You know, autophagy is, you got to look that up. The word autophagy. What happens is after like 24 hours of no food, what happens is that your cells, or for energy, they're eating all the bad cells, all the discarded stuff in your body. I mean, there's even talk that it can affect cancer cells, like eat them up. Yeah, because they're the rejects of the body. It's a little bit controversial, but you know what? I think this stuff works. The last time I did something like this, it did help clear the floater in my eye, and I'm really hoping that, because this big one, I mean, it's like the blob. I call it the blob. I mean, out of nowhere, and I'm hoping that, hello, body. I'm trying to direct my mind to say, go in there, little Pac-Man. Yeah, my little cells, Pac-Man. Please eat the blob. All right. I know. That's actually a big, tall order, but really the grand purpose of my doing this is to get myself back on track, because I know that once I get back on track with the strict routine and eliminating all those sneaky carbs, I know everything's going to be all right. Okay, so I am going to make it till tomorrow, and that'll be in my next video. And I'll give you a big report and see what it's like then, okay? By the way, if you haven't liked or subscribed by now, come on. It's free, okay? And it'll help me.